Hello everyone and welcome to the next tutorial here on Ducttapestuff. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to do two things. I'm going to show you how to make little dangles for your keychain like this here. And I'm also going to show you how to make duct tape lanyards. So that's two things that we're going to be doing in this video. Well, first off, let's start off with the most simple thing, and that's going to be making the keychain dangles. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to take pretty much any kind of duct tape that you want, any color, and any size, and basically you can make all kinds of really cool things for your keychain. Basically what I'm going to do here is just fold this small piece in half, and let's say you wanted to go for a, more of a, I guess like an airplane shaped design. So I'm just going to do a little simple trimming here, and I'm going to make just a really simple keychain dangle, just like this. Really simple to make. You can, of course, you can do this with any different colors and stuff like that. Do a little trimming for the sticky side, and there you have just a basic keychain dangle. Easy way to attach it: just put a strip of duct tape here, attach it to the loop right here, and then just simply wrap it around just like that. And I'll wrap that sticky side back around so you can't see it. Now interestingly, the thing about these keychain dangles is that it also prevents your keys from getting all jumbled up. So if you use a couple of these, a couple small ones, you can actually use them to separate your keys, because you know, if you always lose your keys, and if you have a whole bunch of keys on here, it's easy to lose them. So you can actually use these to separate your keys on the chain, on the loop here. So that's basically how to make keychain dangles. Really simple to make. There's not really much to it. There's a whole bunch of different designs you can do. Obviously a bunch of different shapes and stuff like that. So we're going to move on to the ID lanyards, and that'll be next. Alright, so now we're going to work on making the ID lanyard. Now coincidentally, the way we're going to make this is actually the same way that you would make a duct tape whip, so that video will be coming in the future once I get a few little things worked out. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to take two strips that are about, let's see here, it's about roughly 10 inches long, and we can continue to add on to these once we start weaving them and stuff like that. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to take two strips of tape, and you're going to cut them out 10 inches long, and you're going to cut each one of them in half. And we're actually going to need 3 of these, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this last one, and I'm just going to set that aside for later. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to peel one of them up like this. You want this end to stay flat like this, and what we're going to do is we're actually going to stick the two pieces together just like this. And my cat's going crazy in the background, but that's okay. So we're just going to stick those two pieces apart like this. Bear in mind that this part here is still more like a bow, just like the start of a bow. You're going to stick that down on here, and you're going to do the exact same thing with these two here. So do that now. Alright, so basically once you've gotten these 3 strips like this, you would take more 10-inch strips, and you would cut them out, cut them in half like this, and you would start over again, except you would extend these strips to make them longer. So you just take it here in the center, wrap it around, and continue all the way down with these 3 strips here. For the purpose of this tutorial, I'm just going to show you how to weave these 3 here, and then obviously you just continue the process when you add it on to these strips here. So let's start with the weaving. So now we're basically going to start weaving these pieces here. So I stuck all 3 of them right next to each other, just like this. The middle one is kind of overlapped a little bit in the center there, and you want each one to be more or less equidistant from each other. So all 3 strips are about the same distance apart. The next thing I'm going to do is take a small strip of tape here. I'm going to make sure that these get stuck down when I start weaving them. So I'm just going to stick this directly on top here, and that'll hopefully prevent them from pulling up when I start weaving them. So that's a good idea, just to secure that down. So now we're going to start weaving. We're going to take our far right one and weave it over the center one, just like this. Take our far left one and move it over the center. Then we'll take our right one over that one that we just pulled over, left one over this one. And basically how this works is that the outside one always wraps over the inside one that you just went over with. So that's basically how it works. Remember, the tighter that you pull this, the smaller that it will be. So you want to make sure that you're pulling it the same amount each time. So outside over inside, outside over inside. And if you do this with different colors, it'll probably make it a little bit easier for yourself. I'm just doing it with all the same color because it'll make it a little more difficult for myself, but that's alright. So basically you're just going to continue this process all the way down the line until you have a giant lanyard. And then you're just going to attach it at the very end. So imagine, if you will, this was your very long lanyard. You just continue this process all the way down the line until you have the entire lanyard. So you got this piece up here in the center, and you would just simply, if you're making more of a lanyard, like where it makes a loop and then it has a string that hangs down where your lanyard would hold on to, then you just make a simple loop and then attach another woven piece that would hang down just like that. And you basically you just wrap it around like this, and then if this is your giant lanyard, you would just wrap it around and stick it down just like this. Doesn't make it actually a bad wristband either when you think about it. That's all nicely woven there. But anyway, that's pretty much how to make it an ID lanyard, and that's pretty much how you just continue that process until you have your giant lanyard in front of you. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this tutorial on how to make the keychain dangles as well as the ID lanyards. There will be more tutorials coming in the future, just like the bullwhip tutorial that I just talked about, because it's basically more or less the exact same way that you would use to make a duct tape whip. So that will be coming in the future. So stay tuned. Subscribe if you want to. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.